Story short number 33. Kai sat alone on the sand. He'd been there all night debating what he should do. He had lived a long, full life. He had traveled the world. He had loved and he had hated. He had watched kings and leaders come and go. Most of all, he had learned. He had learned so many things about himself and about the world. Much of what people thought was important didn't matter at all. He'd been very rich. He'd been very powerful. In the end, it hadn't mattered. He wished he could say that he didn't have regrets, but he had many. The choices he'd made as a young man had made his family turn their backs on him. They were deeply ashamed of what he had become, but he had always loved them. So many decades had passed since he had seen any of them that he almost couldn't remember their faces. He often wondered if she should return to his village, but he remembered the way his mother had slapped his face and the way his father had spit at him. He stayed away. Besides, he was very old now. No one he had known was still alive. What point would there be in going back now? Kai listened to the rhythm of the ocean waves beating against the shore. In that moment, he felt at peace. Whatever evil he had done was over now. He didn't know if he believed in heaven or hell, but he believed that the living world had a natural order. His existence had violated that order, and it was time for him to make it right. A pale gray line appeared on the horizon. The sun was just beginning to rise. He couldn't remember the last time he had felt the sun on his face. It was one of his many regrets. It would be a gift to feel it one last time. Kai closed his eyes and turned his face to the sky. When the sun rose over the ocean, he felt a flash of burning pain. It only lasted for a moment, leaving a pile of ashes where an old man had been a moment before.